Okay.
All right. Okay, so it's recording now. Yeah, so I would like to explain each of these lines on my chart and what they do for those of you who missed it. And I knew I kind of missed up one or two things while making the video. So this is the Bollinger Band. And the work of the Bollinger Band is the upper Bollinger Band, which is this part, this one on top. It tells us when to take profits when we go for a buy. It helps us take profits. So we take profit of buy at the upper Bollinger Band, just like what is happening here now. There's a trade signal here that we missed anyway, due to the setting up of chart and everything. But when you take a buy, for instance, at this point, you will take your profit here at this upper Bollinger Band. Okay, that is the work of that. And also, if you go for a sell signal, you take your profit at the lower Bollinger Band. So the Bollinger Band serves as the region where we cash out our profits, while the middle Bollinger Band, in my case now, my Bollinger Band is color white. Your Bollinger Band can be any color you set it to be, but mine is white because I'm using a black background. So the middle Bollinger Band is what we use. This is where we take our trade at the middle Bollinger Band, either when it crosses the middle Bollinger Band upward or when it crosses it downward. And we don't just take our trades like that, okay? We take our trades in correlation to the MACD. This is the MACD here. We take our trade in correlation to the MACD and the ADX. Do you understand? So this is it. Let's take a look at then the work of this, the moving average 48. For the moving average 48 helps us like it's for trend. Do you understand? It's used to check the current trend of the market. I'm coming. It's used to check the current trend of the market. And what does trend mean? Trend is the direction of the market at a particular point in time. So when the yellow line is far below the candle, just like here, you understand? If it's far below the candle, it means there is an upward trend happening, a very steep upward trend currently happening. Do you understand? And when the yellow is, let me increase my chart. When the yellow is above, when it is above the candles, these are called candles. These yellow, red and green are called candles. When it is above, it is called a downtrend. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, the work of the red line. The red line is a retest of either the support or resistance. It's which retest means, for instance, if you enter a trade at the middle Bollinger Band, let's look at this place. Let me increase my chart and oh, where's that trade? Okay, this is it. Let me increase. This is the trade. Let's look at this particular place now. Let's assume this was a valid trade. You understand? I want to show you the work of the red moving average, this moving average 13. You can see this particular candle broke the moving. Yeah, you can see this particular. Sorry, someone is having an interference. Someone is having an interference. I don't know what that is. All right, I think it was midday fox or so. So this candle broke the moving average 13 and the middle Bollinger Band. But you can see the next candle went up and crossed the middle Bollinger Band, but couldn't cross this red moving average. The candle closed below it. You can see it closed below it around here and started heading downward. So it serves as here we can say it served as a resistance because it pushed the candle downward. But if it's lifting the candle upward, we can say it serves as a support. You understand? We can say it served as a support. Okay. So please give me a few minutes, just 1 minute, please.
Sure.
Yeah, all right, everyone. So I'm back. Sorry for the breaking transmission. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. So yeah, here I said the work of the moving average 13, which is this red line, it serves as a resistance when it pushes the candle from going up and sends it back again to cross the moving average, to cross the middle Bollinger band. It did not allow this candle go above. So it sent it back to cross the middle Bollinger band and the candle went down. I would have taken our profits either here or here. This is where we would have taken our profit, where it touched the lower Bollinger band. And this would have been a huge profit. Do you understand? This would have been a huge profit. So that is the work of the moving average. Now, the work of the MACD. The MACD now helps us know when a trend is changing. For instance, you can see this is slightly going above, and the candle started becoming small and started going below. It changed from above to below, and you can see the same thing happened here. That was a cross of the middle Bollinger band, meaning that a downtrend is coming. The same thing happened here. Okay, so the work of the MACD is to tell us when a trend is changing, just like what happened here. This place was a downtrend, and you can see the candle was falling. Then suddenly started changing. It was becoming smaller and smaller and smaller till it changed up above this zero line. You can see the zero line. So it changed above it, and boom, you can see the candle is now going upward and reversed when it touched this upper Bollinger band. So if not for the meeting and everything, I would have cashed out this particular profit. I would have cashed out this profit from here to here. This would have been cool profit for me, but that is one thing about the market. You can't always cash out on all opportunities unless you want to be sleeping on your chart. You can't cash out and everything. Now, the work of the ADX, this ADX now tells us when the condition is right to trade. If you see an opportunity on the Bollinger band and you see an opportunity on the MACD, the final confirmation you need before you take that trade is to check this ADX to see if this particular line is above the 25 position. This is the 25 position line. I hope you all have that. So as long
Yeah.
as this, yeah, so as long as this line is above the 25 area and this MACD with the Bollinger band, there's a break on the Bollinger band and the MACD is showing a change in direction and this is above, that is a valid trade. And that is exactly what happened here. This candle broke the Bollinger band. Do you understand? So if you took your trade here or you wait for one more candle, just like here, you can see, let's say you took your trade on this candle now. You can see, you can't take your trade on this candle because Nothing was showing on the MACD here. This MACD was empty at this position. Nothing was showing. You understand? So you wait for the next candle and you can see that closed above the middle Bollinger band. It closed above this white line, which is the middle Bollinger band. Do you understand? And this is showing an upward movement, clear one. And this is above the 25 line. Just strike that trade button and you can see how it went. You'd have made like $10 or $15 from this simple trade because volatility 75, it moves like crazy and it is still the one that gives the most profits out of, I think, all of them. I think it has the highest profit level among all of them. So you would have cashed out here. And that is how it is. So let's look for, I hope everybody understands the basic I just, spoke about now. I just showed us how to take a buy trade, the conditions responsible for taking a buy trade. There was a change in direction here, and we could see the candle started coming up to break the middle Bollinger band. This is middle Bollinger band. This line is lower Bollinger band, and this is the upper Bollinger band. So where we place our trade is at the break of the middle Bollinger band, either upward or downward, we place our trade. So here now we're expecting a buy, and when we saw the buy signal, this candle broke the middle Bollinger band. We saw that this was becoming slim, so this was still above the 25 line, meaning that the market is trending. And so we waited for this candle to appear because now there's a clear direction that the market has reversed up on top of this zero line. And this ADX is still above the 25 line. So we entered this market. In Forex or binary options, there is no room for guessing. Do you understand? So the reason why I love this market is because you don't need to guess. You trade what you see. You don't trade what you think. Because the moment you start trading what you think, that is the beginning of failure. So at that point, you won't be able to pinpoint why you are consistently failing. But if you took that trade here now and probably the trade went the wrong way, then to an extent, you can't win all trades, but you can at least, with this strategy, you can win 95% of your trade, if not more. You just wait for the clear signals and you strike the market. Do you understand? That's why I call it like the trend sniper. You snipe the market and pam, we would have struck this and taken our profit and we get out. Do you understand? So now, let's look for a sell option. A sell option, okay? This is another buy option. This is another buy, very clear one. You could see the market has been falling. And this was also showing it was below this line. So it was falling too. Then this started becoming smaller. This was becoming smaller. Okay, I hope you can always still hear me.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Because I was saying my network was unstable also. So this was becoming smaller and you could see it was changing here also. It was changing. So this particular candle broke the middle Bollinger band. This Bollinger band, it broke it. So now, the last time I made I forgot to tell you something. I've been getting questions from people, and the question is this: the why can't they take? In the video I said you take your trade at the end of the second candle. I can remember saying that. So people were like, won't the second candle be too far? You understand? So although it could be true, do you understand? So I told them you have two options when taking this trade. If you're not sure of what the market will bring at that point, you can wait for the second candle to close before taking your trade, or you take your trade immediately this candle that crosses the middle Bollinger band ends. Each candle, I trade the 15-minute time frame. That is what I trade, the 15-minute time frame. That is like the best time frame for this strategy. It works on all time frames. Do you understand? But I trade the 15 minutes time frame. That's what I trade. So immediately this candle, the main thing is when this candle closed, let me use this line. When this candle closed, do you understand? The next candle that opened above the MACD. It opened above the MACD, and the ADX was also above the 25 line. So you can also take your trade here. You can enter your trade here, and you would have closed it either here, or for those of you that have liver, that your liver is very strong, you would have closed it here. Do you understand? But I don't stay long in the market. The market is no man's land, okay? No, it is not your father's land, it is not your father's company. So the market is a whale, and it's looking for crayfish like us to eat. So you don't give the opportunity. That is why.
So it's getting low.
Okay. Hello?
It's it's getting low. We can't really get here.
Okay, you can't hear me.
It's low. The volume is low. I don't know why.
Okay, what of now? Is it better? Hello?
No, it's the same.
The same. Wow. Wow. Okay.
I can actually hear you.
Is it clear? Who can testify again? Can everybody unmute themselves and tell me what's up?
It's clear, it's clear.
I can hear you now.
Okay, all right.
It's clear.
Okay, all right. So, this is the thing. Yeah, sorry, you guys can mute yourself back. Thank you, so that I don't have interference. All right, so what I was saying here is you can either take your candle after the end of the first candle that crossed the middle Bollinger Band, or you take your trade at the end of the second candle. Do you understand? Both are correct, because I've been getting, conflict of interest about these two. Why can't we take it at the end of the candle as long as the conditions are met? Fine, you can take. Do you understand? I do that too very well. And you see, you would have still ended in profits. You would have ended in pure profits, which is what we are targeting at the end of the day. So, when I started posting my results and everything, a whole lot of you must have thought maybe it's, Photoshop, or it's a fake trade or something. But it's actually not. It is actually not, there's nothing fake in this market. I'm trading what I'm saying, not what I think. And so that's why it looks too good to be true. So there are particular types of trade I told you guys to avoid. When you see this type of region here, you can see how these candles are just tiny, 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 tiny candles. They are not showing a clear movement. Don't even look at this chart. See the MACD. See how ugly the MACD is. Can you see? You can see how ugly the MACD is. You don't trade in this region. So let me tell you how to know if a market is tradable at the first glance, okay? The first thing you look at when you open your chart is look at the ADX. The ADX will tell you if this market is tradable or not. If the ADX is touching this red line or this 25 line, or it is below this 25 line, my brothers and sisters, run away from that market. It is not tradable at that moment. That means the market is ranging, which is what is happening here. It's just going up, coming down. It's dancing about a spot, and you really can't pinpoint a clear direction, okay? So if this place, you can tell is flat. It is just flat here on the ADX. So you don't trade that. You make sure there's at least a little distance between the ADX and the 25 line. Now, this ADX doesn't tell you if the trend is up or down. No, that is not the work of the ADX. It's not like maybe because this place is going up now, that's why the ADX is going up, and oh no, that is not the work. The ADX is not for trend. The ADX is to tell you whether a market is tradable, whether it is currently trending or ranging. That is the work of this ADX. So when it's clearly above the 25 line, and you see an opportunity on the MACD, and there is a breakout either downward or upward at the middle Bollinger Band, you strike that trade. You strike the trade, okay? So let me look for I think we've spoken about buy option. Let's look for a sell. This place now, you can't take a trade here because the ADX is below, and just that automatically nullifies this market. You can't trade at this spot. It's crazy out there. So most trade you take around that region would lose. The volatility 75 has been buying. It has been buying like crazy for a very long time. It has been buying like crazy. So I'm looking for a clear sell signal. I'm looking for a clear sell signal so that I can, show you an example of that. So let me look for the clear signal and I would let you know. All right. Well, I think it's mostly buy. We're just staying on this market. This is mostly buying. Let me see this. Okay, yeah, perfect. Finally, we saw a sell signal. So let's take a look at this. This is even a perfect, you would have cashed out back to back on this. So this is what happens here. Let me minimize this. This is what happens here. You can see an upward movement here. I hope you can still hear me. Hope I'm making sense. Hello? I hope you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect. So this was an upward movement, and you can see when this upward movement ended here and closed above the middle Bollinger band, the MACD started showing an upward movement. Yeah, you can let me mute yourself back. Sorry, I'm hearing background noises. Okay, please, a moment. Yeah, Mr. Michael, what's the problem? Like someone is having an issue. What's the problem, please? Okay, Mr. Michael, I don't think, if you can't hear me, click on your mic icon. Click on the mic icon on your screen if you can't hear me. That will assist you to hear me. Some of you have to dial in into the audio connection before you can hear me. So please do that. Yeah, so when there was a break here, this MACD started shrinking upward. Okay, and you can see there was a clear trend change about to happen. And that trend change happened there. And the ADX at the same time was above the 25 line. So this was a super signal. Just strike your trade, enter this position, and take your profit when it gets to here. Take your profit when it gets to, here. Do you understand? You take your profit at that position. That is where you take your profit. Do you understand? So that is what we would have done. Whenever you see such signals, that is what you do. You don't even think twice about it. You take it straight because it is a clear win. It's a clear win. You would have made a lot of money here. It's a clear win. Now, at the same time, the market started going downward again, and it broke the middle Bollinger band again from up. It broke it downward, and immediately it closed here. We could see that this MACD changed its movement downward. And at the same time, the ADX is still above. The ADX is still above the 25 line. So at the beginning of this candle, or at the close of this candle, we would have taken our trade, and you can see how the market went down. You can see how it went down. So I would have taken my profit immediately it touched the lower Bollinger band. That is where I take my profits. Immediately it touches the lower Bollinger band. That is where I take my profits. So I would have won a trade here. I would have won another one here. And I would have won the third. And I would have won the third one at this particular spot. Let me show you what happened. When it went down again, you can see the MACD was going down. Then it reversed and changed movement. You can see that. And it went up and crossed it crossed this middle Bollinger Band and even crossed the 48 moving average, which means this was a strong upward movement. So this immediately changed upward. This changed upward. You can see that the MACD immediately had an upward high. And the ADX is also above the 25 moving average. I mean, sorry, the 25 line. So we would have taken our trade at this spot and see how far it went up. Although it was dancing around, it was doing shakara for the meantime. But eventually went up and it hit the upper Bollinger Band. And at this spot, I would have taken my profits. At this spot, I would have taken my profits. You understand? So this particular region alone,
How much?
this particular region gave you 3 opportunities. You understand? It gave us 3 opportunities. So that is really what the whole strategy is all about. This is what it's all about. And it's tradable very easily. It's tradable. It is applicable to any market. Let's go to another market, which is called the crash. Let's go to the crash market. And yeah, I think there was an opportunity on the crash market. This was a downward opportunity. And we can see when the market reversed, it broke this line. And when it broke it, the MACD showed this line. The MACD reversed underneath. And this particular line is still above the 25 line. So it went down and touched here, and I would have cashed out my profits here. So you might ask that what happens when immediately you take the trade, this particular ADX goes under the 25 line. Do you understand? So what happens is this. As long as, now let me tell you when to close your trade in a loss in case something like that happens, okay? When to close your trade in a loss. So let's just use this for an example. Obviously, if you've been following me, you'll know this is the wrong place to take a trade. But I want to show you when to close your trade now, if peradventure it was a loss. So let's imagine that immediately we enter this trade. Immediately we enter this trade here. Do you understand? Let's imagine immediately we enter the trade here. The trade reversed up and closed above the middle Bollinger Band. If any candle crosses the middle Bollinger Band in the opposite direction of where you took the trade and that candle closed above it, just cut your loss at that point and know that you've lost that trade. Then you wait for the next opportunity to recover that loss. Okay? Just like, although if you really follow the strategy well, it's rare for you to encounter such moments, but you know, the market might want to play pranks on you at times and just, okay, let's look at this now. This was a clear trend, a downward trend. So let's imagine immediately we took this trade here, this green candle went up and closed above this middle Bollinger Band. At that point, we just have to close our trade in a loss because it is no more below the moving average. I mean, below the middle Bollinger Band. So we just accept our small loss at that place and wait for the perfect condition to trade. So that is how you cut your losses. You understand? You don't have to wait for the market to now reverse up before you realize, oh, this market is gone. Because some of you might want to be stubborn with the market and you really don't want to close your trades in loss. So don't do that. You don't do that. You actually, you just trade what you see on the market, not what you think. So at this point, this did not close above. So you let it run till it touches the lower Bollinger Band. And that is how to trade smartly. That's how to trade smartly. So it works on all markets. All markets. You have so many choices of markets to trade. You understand? So I think I've covered when to take your trade, when to cut your losses, and when to take your profits, and how to place your trade. I've covered all that. So I would make a video. I'll make a video and I would upload it. That's where I will show you how to, secure your profit. For instance, if you want to take a long-term trade, how do you secure your profits? For like here now, when you take a trade here, and you know the trade is going down, but you don't want, but in case maybe you're going out or something, you don't want the trade to reverse back to loss. I'll show you how to move your stop loss from anywhere here. You move it to the positive stop loss, or we can call it the trailing stop. You understand? So if you enter here now and the trade reaches here, let me use this arrow. If you enter the trade here and the trade moves down to this place, okay, you can place your stop loss at this point so that even when you are away, if the trade reverses back, it will still close in profit. It won't reverse and close in loss. That's the importance of using the trailing stop or the positive stop loss. You understand? That is the importance of that. So at this point, I would really like to go. This is like our first major class, and I really like to know if there is anybody that has a question here that they would like to ask. So, okay, Midday is raising his hand. Okay, you can talk. Yeah, you can talk, Mr. Midday Fox. You can talk.
On the ADS setup, actually, when I watch it on the video he sent me,
Yeah.
I could not find any place to insert the line 25. Though my chart is exactly this way, but there is no place to show that this is the place to we can insert the 25 line.
Oh, really? Okay, I would personally get that across to you then. Oh, that must have been an addition. So I'll get that across to you, and I'll see how we can fix that after the class, okay?
All right, sir.
So that's the only point that is not clear, right?
Yes, that's the only point I'm having issue with.
Okay. So does anybody else have a question before we call it a close for now? So we'll fix our next session.
So, like, how long?
Yeah, hello. Does anyone still want to? Yeah, who's asking a question?
Sorry. To maximize profit, like, how do you enter and come out of the market? Like, how long do you spend in the market every?
How do we enter the market?
No, like, how do you
Okay,
like,
how long do you stay in the market?
Yes.
Okay, it depends on the profit you want to make. So that was what I was saying earlier. For instance, let's look at this place. Let's say we took a sell at this spot. We took that sell here, okay? When you get out of the market is when this trade touches the lower Bollinger band, this line. Immediately the trade touches that line or is very close to that line, get out of the market because most times there will be a reversal once market touches the lower and upper Bollinger band. There is always a reversal. So if you enter for a sell, when it touches the lower Bollinger band, you take your profit. And if it is a buy, once you enter the upper Bollinger band, you take your profit. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I think even though you might not understand everything at a glance, but I would upload this video to YouTube. For those who want to rewatch it or for those who missed the class, I'm going to upload this video to YouTube and I'll share the link on the group so you can use it as a revision again, okay?
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Victor is Victor.
Okay, all right, Victor, you can ask a question.
Yes. Is it like, for instance, now, if on this, okay, this is volatility 25.
Yeah.
If you want to pick a trade, how many times can you pick on this particular one? Can you pick once or twice?
Okay, is it like how many positions you can open?
Yes, on this particular one. Like if like on this volatility 25 now.
Yeah, you can open any position as many as your account can carry.
Okay.
Yeah, all markets are tradable. So for people using small accounts now, for people using small accounts, you can't trade the way I'm trading. So it's one position that is likely open. To perfect the strategy yourself, that's when you can start opening multiple positions. But at the same time, you have to respect the lot size. You understand?
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that's just it, bro.
Thank you.
You can open any position as long as you keep seeing the opportunity. You can keep opening the trades. You understand?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So yeah, we've exhausted. We're about to exhaust our free session on Zoom. So I really hope at least to an extent we covered some points. So during the week, I would pick a day we'll do our next video session. But before then, I'll upload this to YouTube so we can rewatch it and learn again. Okay. All right then. So you guys should have a lovely time. Let's chat on the group. Thank you. All right.